Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the thousands listening locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to shuffle!
Welcome into a Monday morning here on the Morning Wake Up on Steve Shetler Media, brought to us by our good friends, the headline sponsor for the Morning Wake Up, which is not that. This is what I wanted to look at. Stam Garden Center and Nursery, where you can experience the color. Just outside of Oskaloosa on Highway 92 East, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and closed on Sundays. We thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery. Hopefully they had a busy Mother's Day weekend. So Stams, we thank them for being our sponsor of the Morning Wake Up. Of course, we broadcast from the Oski Dental Studios. Give them a call. Schedule an appointment at 641-673-4845. Dr. Schuster and Dr. Drawn accepting new patients. Oski Dental going to file your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta Dental provider, and you can find them at 902 South 17th Street, Oskaloosa, the Oski Dental Studios. Let's take a peek at our forecast. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney, 641-622-3191. Stop in and see Cindy Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to noon. Showers and maybe a thunderstorm today. Highs in the upper 60s. South winds becoming northeast this afternoon at about 5 miles per hour. Between a quarter to a half an inch of rain for today. Tonight, some showers and maybe a thunderstorm. A low of 55. Rain chance at 80%. Between a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain for tonight. Tomorrow, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Cloudy to start with, gradually becoming mostly sunny tomorrow, a high of 68. Tomorrow night will clear off and a low of 47. Wednesday looks good, sunshine and 72. Right now, our current conditions in southeast Iowa, humidity at 96%. Winds are northwest at about 5 miles per hour. The barometer at 29.79 and 60 degrees right now in southeast Iowa. Now, as we're broadcasting live, we do have rain showers and just a little bit of thunderstorm activity in southeast Iowa, depending on where you're at. So some rain in the forecast for today. Weather brought to us by the Garden Gate. Earlier this morning, 6 a.m., every weekday morning, we put up our This or That, brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty. This or That today is grilled cheese or a BLT. What do you think? I'm going with grilled cheese on this one. Grilled cheese or BLT. That is our This or That. Make sure you scroll back to 6 a.m. on my timeline, and you can get your opinion and comment on that Facebook post. Coming up at noon today, we'll give you our question of the day, and it's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa at 202 North Main in Sigourney. If you can only put one condiment, that's such a weird word, condiment. If you can only put one condiment on your hot dog, What is it? What's it going to be? Is it going to be ketchup? Is it going to be mustard? Is it going to be relish? Is it going to be something else? What do you think? If you can only put one condiment on your hot dog, because we are, definitely getting into hot dog season, what are you going to put on your hot dog? That'll go up at noon today on Facebook. Your question of the day brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa. Another thing you can do right now is get your vote in. Put up our current matchup for the Fun of It tournament, 90s country group duo superstar tournament going on, sponsored by Sarah's Quickie Delivery in the Oskaloosa area, 641-638-0756, food delivery service. And you can see all the different towns and locations that they deliver to. Now, our matchup right now going on, this is a first-round matchup between Diamond Rio and Restless Heart. So that's a good matchup. Right now, voting is definitely in favor of Diamond Rio. If you want to vote for Diamond Rio on that, again, scroll back to last evening and find the post for this. Bring up the reactions and then hit the thumbs up for Diamond Rio or the heart for Restless Heart. Makes sense. A heart for Restless Heart or a thumbs up for Diamond Rio. Again, right now, Diamond Rio in the lead. That matchup goes till 6 p.m. this evening. Let's take a look at the current brackets. As Brooks and Dunn, Sawyer Brown, Alabama, Dixie Chicks, and the Judds have all moved on to the second round. Our matchup, as you can see on the right side there right now, is Diamond Rio and Restless Heart. The next matchup we'll be going with is Lone Star versus the Mavericks. That'll go up at 6 p.m. this evening. So look for that. That's our For the Fun of It tournament. Again, this month we're featuring 90s country groups and duos. Brought to us by Sarah's Quickie Delivery. Coming up later on this week, let's see here, tomorrow evening, we will have Tuesday Night Tune-Up TNT. Be streaming live from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa every Tuesday through the middle of August for the racing season. Talking to local and area race drivers. Safe Grafke, our host. Curtis Vanderwall usually chimes in as well, and we always have a racer to talk to as well, so tune in. That'll be tomorrow night, 7 p.m. from Smoky Row. Coming up on Friday, we'll go to Barnwired for our Iowa Music Showcase. There you see Mr. Randy Burke. Randy Burke of the group. If you want to look him up on Facebook, it's Randy Burke and the Prisoners is the name of the group. Randy will be coming to Sigourney coming up on Friday from 11:30 to noon. So make sure you tune in. We'll get a live interview, live original music with Randy Burke on the Iowa Music Showcase from Barnwired. You can stop in live and in person and check out the live broadcast, or you can just watch it here on Steve Shuttler Media. And then on Saturday, we always go to Brothers Market in Sigourney for the sports section, and we talk local and area sports. Usually high school sports is what we talk about, but it just kind of depends on who we have as our guest. This past Saturday, we had Zach Tremmel, the coach of the Sigourney golf teams, Sigourney high school golf teams, which are having a really nice season. So if you want to check that interview out, you can go back and watch Jenny Hobbs interviewing Zach Tremmel from this past Saturday. And again, we'll be going live from Brothers Market this Saturday morning. Let's see here. Coming up on our community calendar, let's throw up some community calendar events. As Keota, coming up on Sunday, June 2nd at 11 a.m. is the 25th annual Keota Education Foundation Golf Outing. That'll be on Sunday, June 2nd at 11 a.m. Also tomorrow, the Mahaska Free Clinic. That'll be tomorrow. Check-ins at 5:30, and then, check-ins welcome between 5:30 to 6:30, and that's at 408 South 11th Street in Oskaloosa. Free Clinics of Iowa and Love Inc. of Mahaska County teaming up for Mahaska Free Clinic. That'll be tomorrow evening. And then also on our calendar, what else we got? We got of course, you always see this commercial on the Steve Shuttler Media videos. We've got the Evelyn Access Summerfest Music by the River, put on by Music Store and Mahaska County Conservation. That's June 1st from noon to 10. And 8 different musical acts. They'll have activities and food. It's going to be a day of fun June 1st at the Evelyn Access, just outside of Oskaloosa. All right, I think that brings us up to speed on things here on Steve Shuttler Media. You know, it is probably time to get to some birthdays. Before we do that, let's look at our good mornings. I think, can we all just say it's unofficially a competition to get in the first good morning in the comments? I think it is. I think you guys are waiting. Dan got in first today. Dan, Sherry, Nancy, Tamara, Dodie, Dixie, Cindy, Sandy, and Bubby. Good morning to everybody this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go ahead and do some birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Our birthdays, celebrity and hometown birthdays, brought to us by Hometown Real Estate in Sigourney. Nikki Leathers, the broker, owner, and realtor. Give her a call at 641-295-4142, hometown-re.com. Our celebrity and hometown birthdays. We'll start with the hometown birthdays, our local and area birthdays for today. Mylea McNeely celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you, Mylea. Got Zoe Fisher with a birthday. Jerry Richardson. You'll find him playing bass guitar somewhere. Jerry Richardson with a birthday. Zeb Webb of Sigourney Tree Care having a birthday today. And Jen Rugg. She's always good for a laugh. Jen Rugg also with a hometown birthday for today. Celebrity birthdays for today. Actor Harvey Keitel is 85. Singer Stevie Wonder is 74. Dennis Rodman of basketball fame is 63. We've got TV host Stephen Colbert turning 60. Darius Rucker, country singer, and of course from Hootie and the Blowfish, 58 years old. Actress Lena Dunham turning 38. And also actor Robert Pattinson from Twilight, the new Batman movie, 38 years old for Robert. Those are your celebrity and hometown birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. What do we got up next? Hope you guys are off to a good start today. On this date, again, this is on Monday, May 13th. On this date in history, it was today in 1846, the U.S. declared war on Mexico. Happened in 1846. It was on this date in 1930. Look out for the hail. A giant hailstone killed a man near Lubbock, Texas. 1930. And then also on this date in 1940, in his first speech as Prime Minister of England, Winston Churchill gave his speech in 1940. Today, on the National Day calendar, today is National Crouton Day. It's National Women's Checkup Day. It's National Fruit Cocktail Day. It's National Apple Pie Day and National Frog Jumping Day. Funny story. I remember as a kid, I think it must have been one of the 4th of July activities in Sigourney, downtown Sigourney. They were having a frog jumping contest. And we had a little toad that kind of hung out in our basement at home. And so I didn't have access to a frog for the frog jumping contest, but I took the toad from our basement to the frog jumping. It didn't fare so well against the frogs, but I did put my toad in there. Hey, before we go any further, let's check in with our sponsor. We do thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery for being our headline sponsor of the Morning Wake Up.
Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
The Tassel Ridge Sweethearts Rosé is a sweet, fruity pink wine that comes in a 500 milliliter heart-shaped bottle. It's the perfect Mother's Day gift. It's available only at Tassel Ridge Winery. Tassel Ridge also offers 9 different rosé wines that range from dry to semi-sweet and on to fully sweet wines. All are very fruity and can be chilled and sipped or served with spicy dishes like Asian stir fries, Mexican, and Moroccan couscous. When asked for my favorite, I usually think of Iowa Steuben. Iowa Steuben is a very fruity, semi-sweet rosé that is very popular. It's also versatile since it can be chilled and sipped, or it can be used to complement many foods.
Muse Music Store and Mahaska County Conservation Board presents Eveland Access Summerfest Music by the River 2024. June 1st from noon to 10 p.m. featuring 8 musical artists with live music, activities like bingo, sand volleyball, and cornhole, food, and much, much more. It's a free event at the Eveland Access Campgrounds at 2890 Galveston Avenue, Oskaloosa. Bring a friend and have a lot of fun at the Eveland Access Summerfest 2024 Music by the River. June 1st from noon to 10 at the Eveland Access Campgrounds. Hey, we are back here on the Morning Wake Up, brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery. Time for things you need to know. Oh, yeah. Gotta clap your hands. Catchy music. I like our things you need to know music. Things you need to know. Planet Fitness. If you plan on getting in shape at Planet Fitness, you're going to have to pay more, as they're going to be raising their $10 membership plan for the first time in 26 years. It'll no longer be the $10 membership plan. It'll be the $15 membership plan at Planet Fitness. Let's go to Virginia. School board members in Virginia's Shenandoah County have voted to restore the names of 2 schools that previously honored Confederate leaders 4 years after those names had been removed. Stonewall Jackson High School and Ashby Lee Elementary School are coming back in Virginia, so bringing back some of those classic names. According to a new survey, 1 in every 8 Americans has tried Ozempic or one of those inject-to-lose-weight drugs. 1 in every 8 Americans. Have you guys tried the weight loss where you give yourself a shot or something? I'm not going to do that. I'll just stay a little chunky. How about Target? Let's go to Target. They're cutting back on their selection of transgender swimsuits and their LGBTQ-themed collection after facing customer backlash, confrontations between customers and employees in some stores, and sinking sales last year. So they're cutting back on those items. Other things you need to know: 81-year-old Beach Boys co-founder Brian Wilson has been placed under a conservatorship. His wife had been handling his affairs up until her death back in January, so going to a conservator. Let's go to women's basketball. Stanford has renamed the basketball court at Maples Pavilion. It's called the Tara Vanderveer Court in honor of the NCAA's all-time winningest basketball coach who retired at the end of last season. So a nice honor for her. In horse racing, the second jewel in the Triple Crown for horse racing is this Saturday with the Preakness. The big question is, will Mystic Dan, the winner of the Kentucky Derby, take part? I guess we'll wait and see. Let's see here in Philadelphia. There's a guy named Rob Martinez who started a GoFundMe and has raised $46,000 so far, which he is planning to use to hire mariachi bands to play for 24 hours a day next to a protester encampment on a college campus. A bunch of colleges with their pro-Palestinian, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, protests. So a mariachi band going to be hired to play right next to those. That's kind of funny. The IRS saying that they have over $1 billion, that's billion with a B, in 2020 tax refunds that still needs to be claimed. Again, people, you need to get your money. If you haven't yet filed your 2020 taxes, and the IRS estimates that there are about 940,000 people that need to do so by May 17th to be eligible for a refund. So they have over $1 billion that they want to give out You just have to file your taxes for 2020. Let's see here. Now, we talked last week about how King Charles was, quote unquote, too busy to see his son Harry when Harry was in the UK last week. Now, palace insiders say it was because of Harry's, quote unquote, cruel remarks about King Charles's wife, the Queen. So some bad feelings still brewing there. Let's go to Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Union has, which is a soccer team, by the way, in case you're not familiar with that. The Philadelphia Union have signed soccer phenom Kevin Sullivan to a 4-year deal, making him the youngest player in team history. You know how old this kid is? 14. A 14-year-old soccer player signing a 4-year deal with a professional soccer team. That is crazy. Let's see here. If you like to watch TV on Prime, looks like there's a new animated Batman series on its way to Prime. Be on the lookout for that. And then as far as superhero stuff goes, a reboot of the Fantastic Four is sounding promising, as Marvel has included John Malkovich and Pedro Pascal in the project. So a couple of big-name actors there. In some food news, Welch's, yes, the grape juice people, Welch's, getting into the canned cocktail business. 4 flavors to start with: vodka transfusion, vodka cranberry, watermelon mule, and passion fruit mojito. So look for a cocktail, canned cocktail from Welch's. Speaking of that canned cocktail business, it's just in time for summer. Jack Daniel's has a new line of hard teas called Original Peach, Blackberry, and Raspberry. So Jack Daniel's also in that canned cocktail business. Other food news. You may know that Doritos, they're always putting out some new flavors. They've got 2 new flavors, and they're simply ketchup and mustard flavored Doritos. So you can look for that this spring and summer. And then also Rice Krispie Treats. Going to be having a new flavor for chocolatey peanut butter Rice Krispie Treats. I would definitely give that a try. Let's do this. Today's Impossible Question. Today's impossible question: what do 72% of Americans wear once a week? Again, what do 72% of Americans wear once a week? While we ponder that, good morning to you. Let's see here. Tracy, Chad. By the way, Chad, I know you and probably several others were anxiously anticipating the weekly top 20 last night for most engaged fans. However, Facebook would not supply me with the information that I needed to put that post out last night. So that is on hold right now. Whenever Facebook gives up the information, I'll put out my weekly top 20. But today's impossible question: what do 72% of Americans wear once a week? Jeans is the answer. I kind of thought people would wear jeans more often than that, but that's what they say. Let's go to the weird.
That is weird.
In some weird tennis, let's see if I can get this guy's name right. Novak Djokovic, professional tennis player, needed medical attention after getting knocked on the head by a water bottle after a win at the Italian Open on Friday. Now, these water bottles these days are heavy, solid. You can knock people out. So this guy got doinked on the head by a water bottle. A child was leaning over the railing to hand Djokovic a notebook for a signature when an aluminum-type water bottle fell out of the child's backpack and hit the top-ranked player on the top of his head. So he had to go get checked out and make sure he was doing okay. So Djokovic, I think I'm saying that right. Yeah. Boinked right on the head with an aluminum water bottle. In other weird news, a zoo in China has come under fire for painting dogs. You heard me right. Painting dogs to look like giant pandas and making visitors pay to see them. The fluffy black and white chows is how this story puts it, appear in an exhibit that opened at the zoo this month with a cover charge of less than $2. The so-called panda dogs were dyed to look like pandas with black and white bodies, black spots around their eyes, and black ears because the zoo doesn't have actual pandas. So they're painting dogs to look like pandas in China. In some bee news, a tractor trailer hauling about 15 million honeybees to be used to pollinate blueberry fields crashed and overturned on Interstate 95. The driver taken to a hospital as a precaution Thursday night, while first responders worked to ensure the safety of the bees that were in hives strapped to the trailer. The trailer landed on its sides. The bees were mostly contained, and the goal was to save them, which it sounds like they mostly did. Let me buzz through some of these stories this morning. In other weird news, if my fingers will work correctly, this story is going to go up at 1 o'clock this afternoon, so you can read the whole thing. But I think we slightly mentioned this last week. A major Japanese food supplier has recalled more than 100,000 packs of a popular brand of sliced white bread after parts of rats, yes, you heard me, rat parts, were found inside some of the loaves. The latest scare adds to a raft of food safety scandals plaguing Asia's second biggest economy. So, if you had happened to import your bread from Japan, just be on the lookout. Could be some rat parts awaiting. And then finally, in some weird news today, passengers on airlines will pretty much do anything to get a good night's sleep. A passenger on a Southwest Airlines flight in the U.S. has taken, quote, sleeping on cloud 9 too literally, and is going viral for climbing into the overhead cabin for a snooze. The unusual incident was captured on video and shared on TikTok. Again, somebody climbing into the overhead cabin to go to sleep. You'd have to be pretty small to get up into that area. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder, Japan's once mighty Yakuza, like the mafia in Japan, notorious figures in organized crime, seemingly fallen on some hard times in Japan. Tokyo police recently arrested a high-ranking member of the Yakuza. Whoa, these are some hard names to pronounce. The Takinagawa gang. Yes, part of the Takinagawa gang. His crime was stealing Pokemon cards. So a member of the Yakuza arrested and charged with stealing Pokemon cards. When I think of the Yakuza, I think of, them strapping somebody down and like clipping the end of somebody's finger off for doing something bad, or, torture. But this guy in the Yakuza stealing Pokemon cards. Yeah. Shall we do something that'll make you smile? Let's do
something that makes you smile.
In Something That Will Make You Smile, which is brought to us by Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions. If you're searching for a dentist in Sigourney, give them a call, 641-622-2669. They're accepting new patients, Lifetime Dental Solutions and Dr. Stacy Freeze. And in Something That'll Make You Smile, a Texas man born 14 years after the Wright brothers' first flight has reclaimed his record as the world's oldest skydiver. Guinness World Records has confirmed that Al Blaschke, who turned 107 in January, broke a record in November of last year with a skydive when he was 106 years old. Blaschke served as an aviation engineer in World War II, skydived for the first time on his 100th birthday back in 2017. He did it again when he was 103, and he just keeps on doing it. So again, this is a skydiver. He's 107 right now, and he broke the record for the oldest person to skydive late last year when he was 106 years old, 327 days. So Al Blaschke, an older skydiver in the skies, something to make you smile. That will go up as its own individual post on Facebook coming up at about 7:45 this morning. Let's do the duh.
Duh. Duh? Duh! Duh.
In some duh, Metro Nashville police have fired former officer Sean Herman on Wednesday after video surfaced of him groping a woman while in uniform during a fake traffic stop. Of course, people do anything for a video online. The video, titled "Can't Believe He Didn't Arrest Me," was originally posted by a woman named Jordan who was sitting in the driver's seat. Police say they discovered the video Wednesday, and after an all-night investigation, they fired the officer, Sean Herman. They say, quote, "That was one of the most outrageous, disrespectful acts that a person here could do, and by disrespectful, I mean to all the MNPD employees and the agency." Again, that comes from the chief spokesperson from the Metro Nashville Police. So don't do stupid videos while in your officer outfit uniform. Otherwise, you are going to get fired. That's your moment of duh. Let's wrap this up with some money news from the top box office at the theaters from over the weekend. Number one movie, no surprise, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That was the new one out this weekend. Although, again, where it used to be that $100 million was kind of the bottom line for big debuts, Planet of the Apes only bringing in $56.5 million in its debut weekend. So, yeah, movies just continue to not make the money that they used to. The Fall Guy fell to number 2 with $13.7 million. Challengers at 3, Tenet at 4, Godzilla Kong 5. Then you have Unsung Hero, Kung Fu Panda, Civil War, Star Wars, and Abigail, that Star Wars Phantom Menace re-release. Those are your top 10 money-making movies. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes at number 1. Let's get a look at our forecast once again. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate. Showers and maybe a thunderstorm today, a high around 69 degrees. We do thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery in Oskaloosa for being our headline sponsor on the Morning Wake Up. And we do thank Oski Dental. They bring us the Oski Dental Studios, which we broadcast from at 641-673-4845. All right, coming up on this Monday, let's see here. Our schedule video-wise for today has In Remembrance Of coming up at 8. We'll have an encouraging word from Kevin Hempel at 5. Successful Farming at 5:30. We'll get some real talk with myself and Pastor Aaron Fleming. And then we'll talk pro wrestling at 7 o'clock this evening with Cards Subject to Change. So tune in. Lots of stuff coming up today here on Steve Shuttler Media. Otherwise, we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Go out and have a great Monday. See you later.